Welcome to Toffee TV, to the Everton News Daily. It is the 22nd of May 2018. According to Sky Sports News Insiders, or whatever they call them, Marcell Silva looks like he will be appointed as the Everton manager next week. That's what they're saying. I know we've heard that about 4 times. Literally every time I look at Twitter, someone's saying, it's almost done, it's almost done. They're saying it's almost done from what they believe, Sky Sports sources and all the rest of it. Alan Myers has said the same thing, much trusted Everton source, ex-director of communications. He's saying the same thing. You know, obviously that comes from the same place, but these things are not often wrong, let's just say. Normally they've got the finger on the pulse of what's going on. This is after a day of not confusion, but just it sounded like the search had been opened up a little bit. Reports of Marcel Brands taking charge of the hunt for a new manager, which I think is absolutely spot on. That's what his role should be doing. He should be in charge. There should be a clear chain of command. He should be above the manager, and by him going out and appointing that manager, I think that is there for all to be seen, including the manager that he appoints. There was talk of Eddie Howe today being in the frame, being discussed at a board level, which is fine. I think that's what they should be doing. They should be speaking about all possible candidates who are available. Mikel Arteta as well, his name's been thrown into the mix, more by the media, more by Evertonians, I think, simply because it looked like he was getting the Arsenal job, and obviously at the last minute it looks like he's lost it to Emery there, so his name has been thrown into the mix as well, but it still looks like it's going to be Marcell Silva. And also there's talk that Everton want to give him a long-term deal, or not. If not a long-term deal, they want the manager to be in place to take Everton Football Club into a new stadium at Bramley Moor Dock, which probably be about, what, four years away. So they are looking this to be a long-term plan and to have a manager in place. A lot of talk today about Pellegrini going to West Ham. A lot of fans thinking, well, why didn't we go after a manager like that? You know, names like Arsene Wenger have been muted before in the past. Everton are looking for a young, hungry manager who can get in there and be a long-term appointment, where a long-term plan can be followed by, not just by obviously the manager, but by set out by Marcel Brands, masterminding it all. So next week, hopefully something will be sorted next week. I know, listen, there's a lot of people out there who don't want Marcell Silva, but so who do you want? The field of managers has been, I think, got a lot smaller in the last week or so. Emery's someone I would have loved. It was someone I would have loved before Koeman, but obviously he's going to Arsenal now, so that's been taken away from us. And you know, you look elsewhere. Who are the names that you'd be looking at to take over? Because I honestly don't see that many left now. Arteta, you know, people are mentioning him, but for all the things people are pointing out that Marcell Silva, you know, has done wrong or hasn't done or whatever, Arteta's done nothing. He's not even a manager. So we'll have to wait and see. I still firmly believe it'll be Silva, and he will be probably appointed next week. There you have it. Someone leaving Everton today is Lawrence Stewart, who is, I think he was the head scout, much sought after scout. A bit of a coup when we got him. I think we got him from Manchester City. He was Steve Walsh's top man at the club. He's leaving the club for RB Leipzig. Now, we don't know whether he's doing this off his own back or whether he's being pushed or whatever, but he's leaving, and it looks like there's going to be a start of a reshuffle as Marcel Brands gets in and starts getting to work on sorting it out. Now, listen, if he's been Everton's top scout, I'd love to know who he found for us, because it's not like Everton have unearthed major gems in the last 2 years or so. So, is it a loss? I don't know. Only time will tell. Maybe his hands were tied by what was going on at Everton. I don't know. But I'd rather have Marcel Brands come in and get to work on getting his own people in place and finding the best for us that he thinks that will be part of the new the new setup at Everton Football Club. We've been linked with Luis Marcell today, Colombian international, plays for Seville. They bought him last year from Sampdoria for £17.5 million. Scored 7 in 24, which is not a brilliant return. We've been linked with loads of wingers, to be honest, in the last few days. Considering we've got Walcott at the club and we've got someone like Lookman at the club, we've been linked with a lot of wingers. But obviously, the media put 2 and 2 together, and this is what they come up with. So we've been linked with him today. Not really much else going on today, as the club take a deep breath and start to look at their options as the way forward. The next big one will be obviously getting a manager in charge, get the manager in place, and then we'll start looking at players and trying to bring players in the coming days. Anyway, hopefully we'll have more fantastic, amazing news for you tomorrow on the Everton News Daily. We'll see you then.